What if the strongest battle you face today isn't with another person, but with yourself? Temptation often comes dressed in harmless clothes, whispering that it's just a small thing. But deep down, we know the cost can be eternal. The devil doesn't always roar. Sometimes he just nudges. Let's read today's verse. No temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will also make the way of escape, that you may be able to bear it. 1 Corinthians 10:13. This verse isn't just comfort. It's a promise forged in the fire of God's faithfulness. It tells us two unshakable truths. Temptation is universal, and God always provides a way out. Temptation tries to isolate you, to make you believe your struggle is unique, shameful, and hopeless. Yet Paul tells the church in Corinth that what we face is common to man. You are not the first to battle this, and you will not be the first to overcome it through God's strength. The Corinthian believers lived in a city drowning in moral compromise. Paul wasn't speaking to saints in a peaceful monastery. He was speaking to Christians in the thick of a godless culture. That's why this verse still pulses with relevance today. We also live surrounded by alluring distractions, each designed to erode our devotion to Christ. Notice that Paul doesn't deny the power of temptation. He doesn't tell us to pretend it's easy or to rely on sheer willpower. He points to the faithfulness of God as the anchor in the storm. God is faithful. Those three words are the bedrock of this verse. In a world where so many things break, fail, or betray, God remains steady. He will never allow you to face a temptation without the grace and strength to resist it. This is not a call to self-reliance. It's a call to dependence. Too often, we either underestimate temptation or overestimate our own strength. God's faithfulness meets us in the middle, not to remove every test, but to ensure no temptation will crush the believer who clings to Him. Paul says that God will make the way of escape. That means every temptation comes with a hidden exit sign. Sometimes that escape is physical, walking away from a situation. Sometimes it's internal, shifting your thoughts to His promises instead of the enemy's lies. The way of escape isn't always dramatic, but it's always present. The question is whether we will take it when it appears. Too often we see the escape and ignore it, convincing ourselves we can linger a little longer in dangerous territory. Resisting temptation is not about becoming immune to it. It's about training your heart to respond in the Spirit instead of the flesh. The more you lean on God's faithfulness, the quicker you recognize His escape routes. Think of Joseph in Egypt, sprinting away from Potiphar's wife. His escape was immediate and physical. He didn't wait to pray about it, he ran. Sometimes faith is not standing your ground but fleeing the battlefield God told you to avoid. God doesn't promise that temptation will feel easy to bear. He promises it will be bearable. There's a difference. Sometimes bearing it means gritting your teeth through prayer, worship, or accountability until the storm passes. When temptation strikes, your emotions will scream for relief. But God's promise in this verse assures us that His strength is greater than our weakness. Even when you feel on the brink of failure, His escape route is still open. Every temptation resisted becomes a testimony. Each time you choose the way of escape, you are not just avoiding sin. You are declaring the power and trustworthiness of God. Your obedience preaches a sermon louder than any words you could speak. If you've stumbled in the past, this verse still stands for you today. God's faithfulness is not limited by your failures. His way of escape will be there the next time temptation knocks. The shame of yesterday does not have to chain you today. In the end, resisting temptation isn't just about saying no to sin. It's about saying yes to God's best for your life. Every no to sin is a yes to freedom, peace, and intimacy with Him. The faithfulness of God is your shield, and His escape route is your path to victory. So when the battle comes, and it will, remember this: temptation is common, but God's faithfulness is uncommon. His promises are stronger than the pull of sin, and with every temptation, He has already prepared your way out.